America, DC. I was born in a tent. There was no milk at that time. So they used the walrus stomach and used it to feed her.
Wow.
Because there were no milk at that time. Dried stomach
Oh, okay.
for her to use as a bottle.
As a bottle.
Wow.
And what would you use for the milk?
Only breastfeed.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
breastfeed, of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
There were no milk no bottle at that time. So
No.
2 years old, I got sick. My mom and father took me from the camp to go to the hospital. I didn't know. I didn't know, Mom. We went to the hospital, but I don't remember. That's when you got sick. I got meningitis, and I got sick. Then I lost my hearing. I was hearing person. Then I got sick. Then she got meningitis and she went deaf. Maybe 3 years old. There were children. We were playing. They were talking, and my other friends, I was just playing, not hearing anybody. Then Mom came to check up on us and took me home. During summer at Lota, we go for eggs.
Eggs. Yeah.
They go for egg hunting. Usually there's nothing. There were nothing, so they went home. I learned from my father. Her dad was signing in ISL.
ISL, yeah.
Like, like, this was her way of saying clam digging.
Clam digging.
Instead of signing, like,
Right.
and birds, owl. This is
Owl. Okay.
sign for that. That's how she learned from her father. She wanted one for a pet. They would look for water. She didn't. She couldn't find water, so she thought she was okay to eat the snow from the igloo, and she made a hole. There were no water anywhere. But summer there were waters, but during the winter there was nothing. So she ate some snow from the igloo and made a hole. My father would fix
Had to
it.
fix it up.
And we use kulik, oil lamp.
Oh, like wet oil? Or,
Yeah. Because we lived in a hut,
Yeah.
which was thick with insulation, so
Oh, okay, like this.
it was okay even during
during
a
the storm.
weather,
The
bad
weather was
weather
okay.
or a storm.
It was warm.
Yeah, it was insulated with
Oh, okay.
moss.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. I wanted to go berry picking with my mother, so she went there and
What kind of berries are they?
sour greens. I don't know what you call them.
Gooseberries almost.
Oh, yeah.
They're good to
Currants,
eat and
like
they're
gooseberries.
sour.
Sour, yeah.
And they used to make a dip out of
I dip out of it, eh?
plants.
Yeah.
Chew them and make them
And then
really
make them soft.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
then make a dip.
Chew it first.
Yeah. Use your hands.
And you sure.
Mix it with your hands and make a dip. There were no gums. There was nothing in a tent like sheet. They use the birds ptarmigan skin, not ptarmigan
Feathers?
fur, feathers.
Feathers, yeah.
And
Could
make
dip
a
it.
gum out
A
of it.
gum.
Yeah.
To
Make a
make a
gum.
gum out
Really?
of what?
The
ptarmigan
ptarmigan
feathers.
fur feathers.
They were and
Put
put them in
something,
that they got.
seal blubber or something,
Something
and
from
make
the
a
seal
gum out
blubber.
of it.
Make it gum.
Really?
Well, they were gums because there were no gums.
When they had their first child, her name is Luisa, and their oldest one, and she was born at Gary Lake, March of 1952. And their first child was deaf-mute.
Yeah. So how did they know she was deaf?
Kano ko kayo malilok pisyo kako nang imat. Isang imat. They started noticing that when she was sleeping, when people were talking, she wouldn't make any movements, and she wouldn't hear anything.
Yeah.
And that's when they got suspicious, and they started thinking she must be deaf. And the only time she would he seemed to hear was only when they touched her.
When they touched her like that. Okay.
When she was newborn, they didn't know that she was deaf until she started getting older, and that she couldn't hear.
Yeah.
Back then they didn't have doctors. She was born in an igloo.
So then she got a little older and they started to communicate by signing with her.
Tayo maanginak pa din nga ni ukto ka tibligo. Tayo man nakakatigi ko naksidilok siya.
Kahit tema nagtuhawag nangi matuhayog nangi makawli lirap tiga tok-tok kiyan. Ema naliwatiglok dakan ngi ayok nakatilaw.
The only way they would communicate with her was by touching her after they found out that she couldn't hear and that she was deaf. They couldn't even stomp their feet because there was nothing to vibrate on the floor or anywhere.
Yeah.
So the only way they would contact her was by touching her.
Yeah.
And that's when they found out she was
She
deaf.
was deaf.
After having Luisa, she had another girl who was deaf, but she was adopted to her sister.
Oh, okay.
And then she had Philip, who's also deaf. And
She's
then
gone. Johnny.
and then JM,
JM.
who's deaf,
Deaf.
and then Johnny.
Johnny.
They were in a famine area, and they were like very hungry all the time, and only in the winter time they would have tea. And they would be trading fox fur to Baker Lake,
Okay.
to the Hudson Bay. Back then when they were fur trading, they didn't have any money, so they would be trading them with little blocks or little sticks. They would be using them to trade their food with.
Okay.
I was told where do that you are walking just do
Yeah, so she wants to tell a story about they wanted to keep Johnny like as he was growing. Back then her parents, Matthias and Bibian, were around and they wanted to keep Johnny. So her dad took Johnny away from them. So she says she felt like heartbroken because her dad just took Johnny so they could keep him.
Right.
But then later on she starts saying, "Oh, okay, keep him then," because parents know more than the
I understand.
their kids. So
I understand.
she started realizing, "Well, okay, just keep him." So when he was growing up around the grandparents, luckily he was adopted by his grandparents because
Okay.
the old man would teach him so many Inuit traditional
All
ways.
different
That-
traditional things like
going sealing and
and
On the
stuff.
going
land.
fishing out on the land.
Okay.
You quite tell you need to begin that. I'm going to young them. I'm lucky, but you need to begin that. So look at that. Look at the kagi. Okay.
Now she's saying that luckily he was the oldest and
Okay.
he was taught by the grandfather, how to be out in the camp.
Okay.
So the younger the younger brothers like David and Ralph, George, and all these younger brothers.
Right.
Later years, they start telling their mom, "Oh, we wouldn't know anything because, you know, if luckily we have oldest brother like
Johnny.
Johnny, so they're lucky to
Yeah.
have Johnny."
So maybe ask him if he remembers learning and then from the grandparents and then teaching the others. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
He remembers
He
that, eh?
remembers.
Yeah. So everybody knew, he had no problem then, everybody knew.
Yeah, everybody knew him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she has any more stories she'd like to tell me about Johnny or?
Ayan, apat ko si kakakawin, ukakayawin na to ti umimamikan.
Yung saka kinakanda ka, yung
What? Okay.
igil yung nanglakad mo siya. Takti lang yung butya, nakalita mo nga. Ito ka lang din. Tambalay.
John is saying that when he went out camping with his grandpa, that one day they were out on a dog team.
Yeah.
Back then they didn't have
Oh, the dog
skiddles.
team, yeah.
So he was all alone out with his grandpa, so that one day his grandpa, like, I guess he blacked out,
Oh,
Blacked out.
Blacked out.
and then maybe few minutes he was blacked out for a few minutes,
Yeah.
and came back, and then, so I guess he brought his grandpa back to town. Yeah, brought him back. And
Nakahitulo mata ang ayok
Travel.
nakahitulo mata tema
They were traveling.
ang ayok kawo
Yeah.
pero kawibo nakahitulo.
They never stayed in one spot for a long
Right.
time.
They were
They would
hunting.
always travel back and forth, either go here for seal during the spring, over here caribou, maybe over here for the summer, maybe for the caribou.
Right. Follow
And-
the different foods.
Yeah,
Different
that
animals.
just like the seasons change all the time.
Like the seasons change, so do the hunting, and so
Yeah,
do the
they
areas
do, yes.
where they're living.
Yeah.
Yeah, very
During the winter months, there might be good caribou hunting over here. During the spring months, there might be some good fishing over here.
Yep.
During the summer months, there could be some good seal hunting over here.
So they would just move when
They-
she
they-
was
they would-
young.
They would follow where
They
the
would follow the
game is
animals
at.
where the
yes.
game is.
That's
Exactly.
in order to survive.